while I was at the safari park, I tried to talk myself out of it, but the temptation was so real and it was so cute, and I was just like, it's just for me. And like, so, you know, I got this. And welcome back to my channel, and this latest video is just going to be talking about my safari park experience and what I took out of it, as well as just life in general, because a lot has been happening and I have had a lot of like life epiphanies. So with that in mind, let's just jump right into it, I suppose. Before going to the safari park, I thought about making some dieting plans anyway. I was already on the verge of doing it. I've started drinking goat's milk because that's more healthy in like iron ways. I've forgotten which ways it's healthier, but like anyway, not to get into that too much, but it's also more environmentally healthy as well, so that's another thing as well. And I've gone on to lighter cheese, and I might switch to goat's cheese soon. I have tried goat's butter, but I didn't particularly like it, as well as the fact that they were like, it would take forever just for it to get buttery enough to like swipe on your bread or whatever. So I'm going to try like different types of butters though. And yeah, and I also just started just eating more fruit and just really just caring about my health and my body, because lately I have done this like a few times where in the past I've always told myself like, I'm gonna be healthy now, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And while I have kept to some of it, like at the beginning of last year's last year's uni yeah, I was jogging a lot, I was really proactive, but life just got me really down. And even though it's good to jog and everything, and it's good to put your body first, I just didn't have the time because everything was just piling onto me, not just like university work, but life in general, and you know, everything was just so much. And so I just stopped jogging altogether, and I really missed it. And I was just like, I missed that urge to want to go out to jog, but I always kept making excuses. And I told myself when I came to my hometown I'll get right back into it. And I'm sort of back into it, like I'm doing workout exercises as well afterwards, so I'm getting more and more fit, but I know that I have a long way to go because I've always had not like physical health problems, but yes, if that makes sense. They weren't life-threatening, but when I was younger, the muscles in my legs weren't grown enough, so I had these casts on my legs when I was younger, like when I was in 9-10 years old, because I remember, because it was when I was in primary school, and I had these casts on. Like I had two types of casts, and it was on my legs for like 4 to maybe 6 weeks to try and retrain my legs to walk properly, because the reason my legs weren't the muscles in my legs weren't growing was because I was constantly walking on my tippy toes. So and that has, I think it's left a strain on my legs, because afterwards I wasn't given proper physical therapy. So and they did like give like handout sheets to do, but I was 10 years old and I wasn't in the most great home environment back then, so I wasn't given the proper physical therapy. So instead of learning how to walk properly, I've been stomping a lot, and I do realise that more now because I've got plasmasites in my feet, and it's basically where the muscles inside your feet just swell up if you're on your legs for more on your feet for more than necessary, or if you're just standing on your feet like constantly and not doing anything. So that's my generalisation of it, but you can look it up. Because when I first was diagnosed with it, I had it for like a couple of months before I finally just gave in and went to the doctor, because it was affecting my back a little bit as well because of the constant pain my feet were in. And it was basically like walking on glass 24/7. Like as soon as I got out of bed, it was like glass and stone all together, even if the floor was clear, basically. And so it is really hard for me to keep fit because my feet get so exhausted, but at the same time I think it's going to be good for my legs as well and my feet, because the more I do exercise and get used to it, the more my feet might get stronger and my muscles in my legs might get stronger. So it's delayed physical therapy basically. I'm really hoping overall that I can get not only stronger in my legs but in my whole body, because I am really weak. I'm just like, if anyone hands me just like a bag, I'm like, oh. So let's hope I can actually get stronger from this. The reason we got onto this topic as well is because of my dieting plans, and I thought for a while of becoming vegetarian, not just because of health wise, but it was also good for the environment, and I did want to, you know, I do love animals, and so the thought of maybe eating an animal that was cruelly treated before they were killed, it always gave me an uneasy feeling, but I never really, I told myself it wasn't the right time to become a vegetarian, because I'm already so much of a fussy eater already, and but I slowly adapted into eating more foods. And so when I went to the safari park with my friend Emma, it was a bit of a life-changing experience, because I actually got to see some of the animals that I was potentially eating. And while people say like having animals in safari parks or zoos is horrible mistreatment of animals, I do agree on some level, because especially if you haven't seen Blackfish, when I saw that film I literally cried. It was a couple of years ago now, I probably need to watch it again, but I also do think as long as they're treated well, I do think it's sort of good. If they're treated, I know people are going to be like, oh, they're taken out of the environment and their environment and everything, but for me, if they already were born in that environment, the safari park environment, I think if you take them out of that environment and take them back into the wild, that's just going to cause even more problems. So yeah, that's my opinions on it. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate. And so I saw these animals, and I feel like the reason it's a good idea to have these sort of safari parks or everything is because of my change of opinion, how it has pushed me to maybe to going on to a vegetarian diet, because interacting with these animals was so life-changing. Because yeah, I have been to zoos in the past and everything, but that was when I was like really young, and I didn't really think much about it. I didn't really have much opinions on life, but now I'm more older, I'm more aware of things that are going on, and when I was interacting with these animals, I was like, I really can't do it. I can't continue to say that I love animals and eat them. It's not to bash anyone who isn't going to be a vegetarian. I would never push vegetarianism on anyone else. I think, because I always hated it when people were like to me, oh, you should become a vegetarian, it's so life-changing, you're going to kill all these animals, because it doesn't do any good, because then it puts a bad sight on vegetarians, or bad view on vegetarians who do that. So I'm officially not a vegetarian as of filming, because I haven't been able to go to shops with my dad, because I'm currently with my dad and he's currently the food feeder of us, and the reason I haven't been able to go food shopping with him is because at the times he went food shopping, I was at work. So but I've recently left my job because it wasn't to my it wasn't treating me very well, and so now I can go and do all those things food wise now, so I should be able to start slowly into a vegetarian diet. I'm not going to go full-fledged into it, I'm going to go slowly into it, because I feel like if I go right into it, I'm just going to go like, oh my god, I can't do this. So if I just slowly just adapt into it, like take one bit at a time, go off one meat at a time, you know, I think I can do it. It won't be that hard, to be honest, because the main meats I actually eat are beef and chicken. And I don't like seafood, so, you know, that's off the plate. So, you know, that's fine. And people are just like, and people are going to be like to me, oh, why don't you become a vegan? And I'm thinking about it, but right now I feel like it's just one step at a time. So if I just do the vegetarian thing, see how it goes, and then for a year or so, if I'm really into it, I'll try and start veganism. But it's a slow adaptation, and I'm nearly 22 years old, so it's good. You know, it's going to be harder for me than it was like when I was 10 years old to go into the vegetarian diet. So, you know, because my body is so used to having all these nutritions that beef and chicken gave. And yes, the vegetarian diet slash vegan diet does have the same or more nutritions. It's just going to be a little bit weird at first. Yeah, that was one of my epiphany moments that I had after the safari park. As a general life update, I'm literally going off my withdrawal symptoms of one of my previous medications that I took for my depression. I think this is the first time I've actually spoken about depression on my YouTube channel, and because I normally kind of talk about it on my Instagram. If you guys follow me, you see all these you sometimes see depressing quotes when I'm in like a really bad mood, but it's also really like inspirational at the same time, if you know what I mean. The withdrawal symptoms are now wearing off, so I'm a little bit more stable, but still a little bit highly emotional because it's that time of the month as well. So yeah, I'm going through all these emotions at the moment. One minute I feel very irritable, and the next minute I'm just like, ah. I think that pretty much explains womanhood when we're on. The reason I'm pretty much telling you all this, guys, is because I'm trying to be as real as I can on these videos now. The last couple of videos, I wouldn't say I was being fake, because I can be very bubbly and I can be very enthusiastic. People think that I'm very extroverted, if that's what it's called, but I'm actually really more introverted because I put on this show that I'm very bubbly and talkative, and that is sort of a part of me, and I can be very much like that. But when it comes to times when I'm with close friends, or if I'm with no, just close friends, like people who really know me and don't judge me for who I am and don't judge me for my mistakes, I'm more quiet, I'm more less bubbly. Like, I can have my bubbly moments with my close friends. This is getting very hard to explain. I guess what I'm trying to say is I wasn't being fake with you guys in the beginning, but at the same time, I wasn't being 100% myself. So this is what I'm trying to do. And I sort of wanted to be honest about my depression slash mental health issues at the beginning, but I wanted to get into a comfortable position as well. And one day I might do a whole video about that if you guys would like to know more about that. I want to give like a short shout out to my favourite YouTuber who's on, I think, my inspirations list on my YouTube channel, Kalyn Nicholson. If I've butchered her name, I apologise. Okay, don't get me any more hate than I need. Basically, she's basically the person who's pushed me, well, one of the inspirations on the inspiration wall. She's one of the people who's pushed me to actually start up this YouTube channel, and I watch her videos on repeat, basically. I'm not obsessed with her, but like, she just gives so much good advice about life and everything, and also she has good like book recommendations, which is one of them is sorry, like it's an audiobook I got, and I've never really listened to audiobooks, but I thought I might just try and give it a go, and so far it's been pretty good. Okay, there we go.
Not offended by all.
Oh, God. You are a badass. How to Stop Your Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sorrento. I'll put the book description down below, name, but it was basically you are a badass, basically, and this woman just basically says all the things that you need to do to help improve your life and help to feel better about yourself. And well, I don't feel 100% better right now because I've only just really started to take care of myself properly and start putting myself first. And I always tell myself I'm going to put myself first, but then I never follow through with it. But I'm actually doing that now. Like when I couldn't go in the previous week to my last shifts at work, I was actually putting myself first. And when people say it was your choice, it wasn't really a choice because I was looking after myself, and that's not really a choice, it's something that I have to do. I started listening to this audiobook about a month ago, but I was just like to myself, I was not doing any good, but actually it's actually doing a lot good, and I do feel a little bit better, but I do know I have a long way to go. And I'm sort of excited for that because so many changes are happening to me right now. Some are good, some are bad, but I'm actually pushing myself to do stuff. Because normally, for the last couple of months, I've been procrastinating or pushing things off. Like I've been doing this big A3, is it A3 or A3 big journal, and it's basically called Chasing Dreams, and it's basically research stuff and everything like that, but at the moment I'm putting research in this big A3 journal of the masters I would like to do after my bachelor's degree is done. I'm researching the locations that the masters is in at. Like currently, I don't want to say which one I'm looking at yet, but I'll let you guys know in the future. But I've been pushing that off for a couple of I think I've been pushing it off for a month now. I'm like, oh, I can do that another time. It was always irritating me because I needed to get it done so I would know what I was getting myself into wherever I move to next. And like, does it have good health care, mental health care? Does it have good mental health care? Does it have a good job market area thing, like careers area thing? What the flat prices are like around there, what the bills like around there, what are the food prices around like there? And you know, I want to try and know every aspect, so when I look at all the universities together I can weigh in everything that I feel about it. And of course I'm going to open days as well. I might film that again. Yeah, that's what's been happening so far. I feel really good in my body recently because of all the exercise I've been doing, and I've actually started to notice, because I'm nearly doing exercise every day, and or workouts as it's called, and I've actually, like, this morning I noticed that I was planning to do it, and I was getting actually really excited about it, but then I was just like to myself, oh, do you really need to do it? You've got to have a bath afterwards, and then you have to put on your makeup, and it's going to take you forever, and blah blah blah. And I was just like to myself, okay, maybe I shouldn't have an exercise day. And I was like to myself, no, I want to do it, okay? Just, you know, I want to do it. I feel excited about it. Don't worry about how long it's going to take you to do your makeup, okay? It's probably going to take like 45 minutes tops, and a bath 30 minutes, okay? That's it, alright? Don't worry, just do what you want to do, and I felt even brilliant afterwards for it. So, you know, good things are happening, bad things are happening a little bit, not too much. And, you know, I'm finally feeling in a place where I'm finally actually putting myself first, and it's feeling very liberating. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I just want to thank, like, people on YouTube, like Kalyn, because she's not the only person I watch other people as well, but that sounds really creepy. But you guys know what I mean. I also watch Dad's Games, he always makes me laugh. I love Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, he definitely makes me laugh. And you know, it's all these great people in the world who are telling people amazing advice and giving them the patience and compassion and understanding that we all need in our lives to be who we are. And I want to thank all YouTubers for that, really, actually, because I may not watch all YouTubers, but I know each YouTuber does something great for each person. So thank you for everyone out there. And that's about it today. Sorry it was a bit long, but if you guys want to leave me any comments down below and give me any presentation or talkative advice, please leave a comment down below. And my next video will be hopefully on Sunday, and then the next video after that will be on Tuesday with my Shadowhunters reaction. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.